Okay, I'm not going to take much of time today, but if you really want to understand what it is that I'm going to do today, or this video actually, you should watch yesterday's video. Actually, it was pasted on my Facebook channel or Facebook platform, and I think this is definitely going to help you. I actually, what I did was actually to make a live stream like I'm making this one. Okay, I think I should just start the recording because in case the network here is not good. So let me just start the recording. So that if maybe peradventure or eventually or unfortunately if the live streaming does not go as planned, then I can also upload the recording. All right, so I think that's a good idea because I'm using Streamlabs OBS Streamlabs or Streamlabs OBS, so it allows pure live streaming, and also you can also record at the same time, and it's going to give you the same quality. Okay, so here we go. Now let me quickly talk about what I have on the Telegram, and if you check my TikTok channel for today, I actually posted this, but this is the Telegram channel. This is what what was automatically posted on my Telegram channel, and this is the only trade order that I've gotten for today. Okay, and maybe I should have also traded other financial instruments, maybe like USD JPY. I should have sold that too, but we will get there. Okay, and anytime I place trades, I always have 3 trades. Okay, my system always plays 3 trades. All right, so let me just scroll up a little bit. So this is all that we have gotten today, and the only reason my system does that is so that I can cover TP1. That is if the trend is good. I can also cover TP2, and I can also cover TP3. All right, yes. So what it does is it waits maybe a few seconds, take first trade, few seconds, take second trade, and also take the third trade. But I always rely solely on the very first one, the TP1, TP2, and TP3. If you look at it, actually you see that they are not far away from each other. Now I think that explained that about the 3 trade orders that I have. So let's quickly go to the platform to see the buy order. This is GBP JPY. All right, and this is actually where I took the buy order from. Okay, and I wanted to first of all be here, then set take profit and also the stop loss, so we can see what we really are after. And funny enough, this is definitely what I am going to be doing every time that I'm here. Okay, so the most important thing is I'm not going to be here analyzing all the trades. Okay, yes, I'm not going to be here analyzing all the trades, like, okay, and I won't do that much because I am an indicator person, and I think I have used what I have to, which is actually giving me what I want. So let me set the TP1 and TP2. Okay, I just want to set the TP1, TP2. It should have been done automatically though, but I think I'm going to enjoy it more like this. All right, so this is ratio 1 to 2, ratio 1 to 2. This is ratio 1 to 3. Then the third one is going to be ratio 1 to 4. Okay, and here we go. Let's quickly do let me quickly analyze what we have on the chart. What have we got? Do we got what you got? All right, and then okay. Okay, now this is ratio 1 to 2, 1 to 3, and ratio 1 to 4. All right, so if TP1 hits, I will be expecting to TP1. I'm expecting it to hit automatically. That is, if my stop loss is not I'm not taken out, by the stop loss. All right. So that is. So let's quickly explain what we have on the screen. Now this is what prompted me to actually go in for the trade. I am moving it into the bigger time frame, a big time frame, not the bigger, that is the 1 hour chart. And if you also look at it here, you will also see the same thing here on the 4 hour time frame. Now let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, now originally you would see that price was on a on an uptrend in the 4 hour time frame, right? Okay, and then it got to this high here at 1.8825. okay, and then there was now a pullback. Now looking at the pullback, I saw that price had already touched this stop and reverse. You could call it support and resistance, okay, or stop and reverse level, and this is actually my own support stop and reverse level too. Okay, now when price touched it, I was actually looking for a good point to possibility to buy from, and I wouldn't just want to take a trade just because I saw that price has touched this support and resistance or stop and reverse level, because if I done so, that is more like me guessing the game. Maybe I would have taken about 29 or 39 pips. That's not how it works for me. Okay, I always try as much as possible to make sure that the entry is very comfortable. If I want to buy, I will be in a very comfortable buy zone, and if I also want to sell, I'll be in a very comfortable sell zone. I'm going to show you that maybe later on maybe some other financial instruments. Okay, so I had to wait, and waiting made this to happen. And if you go to the smaller time frame, the next time frame smaller to it, that is actually on a 1 hour time frame. So price, this is actually that stop and reverse level. Price went up and also did what? Still did a pullback here. All right, that means I've gotten another leg here, which is not as low as this, so you can call it a higher low. All right, so was also waiting. And all right, let's go back to the 1 hour so I can also draw that too. That's or a vertical line. I also waited for price to also do the same thing in the 15-minute time frame. Okay, then it's also did the same thing on the 15-minute time frame, and it did it another time. So you see how patience really works. Okay, so this is just a manual analysis. Okay, so this was actually where I took the trade from. I took it from around here, and so far so good. This is what it has garnered or given, okay, for me. So I'm expecting a TP1 to be hit, which is just about 40 pips from entry, and TP2 is about 60 pip, and TP3 is about 80 pip. That is if it continues to go, if all parameters are still set. All right, so that's that for GBP card. And another reason why I took that trade, okay, I'm going to show you here. Okay, another reason why I took that trade, let's look at GBP card if we still have it. Now let's see, it's a strong buy. All right, my indicator said it's a strong buy. Okay, that my software actually indicated a strong buy, here. Then that means if you look at all of this, any if you look at the pair here, you definitely are going to see a strong buy. This is one, a strong buy. It's not here, but if you also look at it here, it's a very strong buy. But I think it's I don't have to move this. So everything here shows that we have a strong buy. Then if we also look at it here too, we also have a strong buy here. This is GBP, this is Canadian dollar. I know people will say, why did I not analyze maybe BTC XAU USD as against the US dollar? Like I said, if all parameters are set, I am going to take the trade. Actually, XAU USD is currently on the downside, selling at the moment, okay, which we also will have to go to maybe very shortly. But you look at what we have here. Now let's look at the GBP card. Okay, now initially what I had was, that means I still had a trade. That's why you're seeing this arrow here. So initially I had all parameters was actually also set here, okay, for GBP GBP card, and I took the trade. So the thing is, it's about discipline for me. It's about waiting for everything to set before I take that trade. I don't want to wait until I'll be analyzing GBP USD, and of course I may have gotten, whereas opportunities would have arisen or arose from any other financial instrument here. Okay, so with what I have, it is easier, very comfortable and very convenient for me to trade any financial instrument or asset that I set my eyes on, or I have here, okay, in my symbol list or custom list, whatever you call it. So it's easier for me. All right, so and another thing is, I don't have to be stuck to maybe waiting for XAU USD to okay, let it set. Okay, let me wait for, okay, some people, I've seen a lot of people who trade AUD JPY too, and I've seen people that trade Euro JPY. I've seen people that trade only GBP USD. Some will trade GBP USD and XAU USD. All right, so it's not something that started today actually, but I think with what I have currently, God has given me, it makes it easier for me to be able to look into all of this and then take the trade when, if all parameters are okay, 100%, okay, not 99.9%. Okay, I didn't set my conditions to maybe if 3/4 or 5/10 or 9/10 is, do you understand? I didn't make that condition to be like that. What I did was actually to make sure if it is 3/3, I'm looking for 3/3 or 10/10. It has to be 10/10 or 3/3 or 20/20. Okay, so that is it. So that's why I took GBP Canadian dollar yesterday. Yesterday, from the analysis that I made, it was AUD USD. Okay, had my eyes on AUD USD, and it bought a little. Okay, so the point I'm trying to make for myself is, if it's 10 pips that I'm gonna make, yes, let me be comfortable, because my the bias, the momentum, the volatility, the strength, the price, everything goes in the direction that I want it to go to. Okay, and some days ago it was also, I think, Euro JPY too, and I also saw GBP USD too. Okay, this was the GBP USD, and also I think I also talked about maybe on Monday it was XAU USD. Okay, now currently, if I look at the chart, if you look at the chart, let me quickly show what we have on the chart. Okay, now if you look at the chart, this is XAU USD. All right, it's actually pointing downwards. All right, but what I would expect, that if these conditions still, the downward conditions still persist, I would also expect a little pull back for XAU USD in maybe the 4-hour time frame, or the 1-hour time frame, or the 30-minute time frame. Okay, and also on the 15-minute time frame. It does that. Okay, that's, I always, wait for that. Now let's look at it here. Now let's say price is just dropping from here. Okay, from this high here, I'm just gonna move it to the side a little bit. This is where price actually dropping from 3703.13. All right, that's the high that price is actually dropping from. Then you look at it here. Then you actually look at it here that, okay, maybe I would wait for, just like I waited for GBP card also. Maybe I should wait for that. Is if the bearish condition, or the reversal, if XAUUSD has finally, started a downward move, or has triggered the downward move, then I would want to sell. All right, maybe after a pullback. All right, price just could pull back from anywhere here. All right, and then we then look for an opportunity, to sell also from that point. All right, anyway, that's that about that. If anything still sets up, I'm going to come back for that trade. I really have to, an urgent matter to also attend to, and then I'll be right back.